Hey guys, hope you're doing well today. Going to go over this problem here that I said to do at the end of the class the other day, and a couple more word problems on this lesson, 7.2, solving equations with variables on both sides. Alright, well I hope you already read it here the other day. Basically, what we're trying to figure out is how much cells they have to have in order for Maria and Liam's earnings to be equal. Maria is straight commission. She has no salary. So all her money is based on what she sells. Okay, so it's 0.20 if you move your decimal point, times F, which is the food sales, to get the amount of money she makes, because 20% of her food sales is what she makes. All right, Liam, on the other hand, is $625 in salary, and that is no matter how much he sells, plus the 10% commission on his food sales. So that's the equation that you want to write. Okay, Maria's earnings equal to Liam's earnings. And now to solve this one, you need to get your variables on one side of the equation. All right, and it makes the most sense to move the variable term 0.10f, okay, 1/10 f, or 10%, okay, from the right side to the left side. Why? You might be wondering. Well, if I were to move the other term, I'd be left with 0 on the left side, and then I'd have a two-step equation. But by doing it this way, I'm going to simply have a one-step equation, all right? So, next, once we have our variable isolated, or at least the variable term isolated on the left side, we need to divide to undo the multiplication here by 0.10. All right. And when we actually divide by a decimal, it actually, when the decimal is less than 1, it increases this number. Okay, so it's really $6,250 in sales for them to have the same amount of earning. All right, let's go on to the next one here. Another word problem here for you. We have Class A was given a sunflower, 8 centimeters height to start. It's growing at a rate of 3.5 centimeters per week. Class B has a 10 centimeter to start sunflower, but it's growing a little bit slower at 3.14 centimeters per week. All right, so how many weeks are the sunflowers? After how many weeks are the sunflowers the same height? So eventually sunflower A will catch up to sunflower B. When are they the same height? Well, we're going to figure that out here. All right, so the setup for it is we're looking for the number of weeks, so that's our variable. And then we are comparing the two classes sunflowers. So class A, when is it equal to class B? All right, and then the rates, okay, the reason why we are multiplying W by something is because it says per week, okay, and we are growing 3.5 centimeters per week every week, so we're doing this over and over and over again, hence we are multiplying by 3.5, okay, times our variable. Now, the other sunflower is growing at a slower rate, 3.25, okay. All right, so there you go. There's the equations. You also have to add your initial heights to both of the sunflowers, not just the rates. And to solve this one, the first thing you might want to do is, well, you notice you have two variables, terms, and they're on opposite sides of the equal sign. And when that's the case, you're going to have to combine the variable terms. But you're not going to be able to combine the variable terms right through the equal sign. Okay, you have to undo the terms and move them from one side to the other side of the equal sign. And since we're dealing with fractions, you're going to need a common denominator. So let's first rewrite the fraction so that the denominator is the same. All right, so denominator of 2 and 4. So it's going to be easier if you make everything into fourths. Okay, if you make it into decimals, you could do it that way too, but you know, we're going to go over fractions. All right, so we have 3 and 2/4 W plus 8. Okay, and you can't always make stuff in the decimals, by the way. It gets really ugly if you get a repeating decimal, so get used to using fractions here, guys. All right, 3/1/4 W plus 10. All right, and before we go ahead and subtract our variable terms, we're going to actually make these into improper fractions. So this would be 14/4 W plus 8 equals the other side, which is 13/4 W plus 10. I'm sorry, that's a little sloppy. Let me try to fix that a little bit. Okay, so that's a 13. So now if you want to solve this equation, you have to move all the variables to one side. So they're connected by addition. So what we're going to do to both sides is undo our addition with subtraction. Subtract 13/4 W. Subtract 13/4 W on each side. And it's good to use show your work here and make sure you do the same thing to both sides. All right, and so 14 minus 13 is 1. So it's 1/4 W plus 8 equals 10. And then you have a two-step equation to solve. All right, so when you're solving this two-step, always first remember to undo addition with subtraction. So you subtract both sides. And so you have 1/4 W equals 2. And then you want to get rid of this fraction that's multiplied by the variable. So to undo a fraction times a variable, you use the reciprocal. So flip that fraction, it's 4/1. Multiply the other side by 4/1. All right, so you have 2/1 times 4/1. Well, guess what? You didn't even need to make that 2/1 because it's just 2 times 4. And 2 times 4 is 8. So after 8 weeks, the sunflowers will be the same height. All right, and then Class A will be the winner after 8 weeks, okay, because it will keep on growing. Now, of course, this is all hypothetical. All right, anyhow, hope that helps you guys, and enjoy your homework. Have a great day. Bye-bye.